And we welcome you into yet another edition of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show. Amazingly, getting on air on time.
It's very impressive, Jeffrey.
Well, I forgot my little behind the scenes.
Well, just so we have a new
here.
Computer this week because of everything was going on the last couple of weeks.
Yes,
so.
We got the technical resolution figured out, but because I have an Apple computer, there's a part that we need to connect to the unit, which I have handily in my bag, which I always have with me, except when I forget it at the station after the morning show, and don't realize it till we're about halfway here. I'm like, oh, this is great. I kind of rearranged my schedule. I'm like, I should be here around 1:30 all the time now.
Well, you really have lunch.
Not gonna be stressed. I get about halfway here. I'm like, where is my? I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what? I think I left it at the station. Unfortunately, if I had not left it there, I'm not sure what the next step was going to be because full panic would have ensued. But it was there.
And I would have appreciated having to hobble up here in my walker and then having you say, you know what, we're not going to do a show today.
Yeah, never mind. So anyways, all is well that ends well, or at least starts well. And so this show does begin as we head into week 2 of the college football season. Nittany Lions taking on Florida International, of course, in a noon kickoff at Beaver Stadium on Saturday. We have week 2 of the high school football season, a big one here in State College. The Little Lions will be taking on Harrisburg. Harrisburg is up to number 2 in the Pennsylvania Football News rankings. State College is 10th. Both teams off to 2-0 starts, so that'll be a big one on the local front. And the National Football League. I call it the NFL.
What is it? The NFL?
They get their season underway tonight.
A little something going on TV up here.
City of Brotherly Love.
Oh, celebration of the birds.
The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
I saw some stuff today. It was hilarious.
Are 8.5-point favorites.
I saw something hilarious. They had a big trash truck pulling up to the Lincoln and said, "Oh, the Cowboys."
Oh, boy.
I got something quick to say. So I'm sitting there having my lunch before the show. And the Vandenberg family sits down next to me and says, "Are you a Conlin?" I said, yes, man. How you doing? How are you? I said, well, we used to have a camper right next to your father 30 years ago. So they knew my mom and dad for 30 years and stuff like that. They just tell me that they have sons that I remember there were little kids running around who are now 30 and 27, who are actually out of college, married kids, probably have their own children, all that stuff. But they were little kids the way I remember them. So that is, he's what? Is he a back surgeon? Because I could use him. Oh. Damn.
Does he know a good back surgeon?
Yeah. I do have a great back surgeon. Greg Bailey, you are the man, sir. He's a fantastic. But let's speed this process up. Let's cut the goon as fast as we can. So I start with a little procedure on Tuesday. So we'll see. Yes, but looking forward to the weekend. Obviously, it's my first weekend because I missed last weekend, being on the IR and stuff like that. But I mean, it's FIU again. This actually, I did misspoke. I misspoke the other day and saying the Virginia Tech was this game. Last week's game was Virginia Tech replacement. It was not. It was FIU. It was the replacement for Val Tech.
Correct.
Okay, so I was telling you didn't. Damn it, Jeffrey! You knew that. Let me go on and tell lies.
I missed that.
Yeah,
but
again, it's one of those games. You just we talked about it Tuesday.
I do have, and I know that there's a lot that goes into the scheduling and all of that. I get COVID, and you couldn't do the game that year in Blacksburg. But why could you not have left this game where it is and just, hey, we'll figure this out and get a trip to Virginia Tech?
I wonder if it
worked out.
I wonder when it happened. It was when Pry got there, and Pry probably didn't want to come up here until he actually had a team that he was proud of because he had to rebuild a whole bunch down there. And they played well the other night. They played well Sunday against Virginia Tech, in my opinion. I mean, against South Carolina, sorry.
Reasonably well, yeah.
Better than they have been unless,
Yeah. You never got the sense that, oh boy,
they're going to do it.
Real trouble. But yeah, I mean, they didn't play, like North Carolina bad or anything like that. Again, lots we can get into today. From the Penn State perspective, Goon, I am we've talked about kind of the things that we're looking for in these first 3 games. And listen, I think a lot of what I was hoping to see through these first 3 games, we did see in game 1 against Nevada. Most notably getting the receivers involved and seeing how they look. Watching some of the folks that know what they're talking about and breaking down the film on that one. There are some things that need to be cleaned up with the passing game.
Always.
But I do think I have thought all along that the biggest get, and after watching the film analysis with a couple of different folks, I'm now more convinced that Pena, all 3 are big gets, and I think all 3 are going to be significant contributors of the transfer receivers. I do think Pena has a chance to be like that really special guy that kind of that's our guy. Now, what you're hoping for is that you don't have necessarily the guy. Maybe you have somebody that, we know 100% we can depend on them. But if you can get 3 or 4 guys, 100% you can depend on them. But Pena just seems, he runs the right routes. He has a really good feel for the game, which not unexpected given the amount of experience he came to Penn State with. But it just seems like everything is kind of clicking there.
Yeah, he was very successful at Syracuse, is where he had come from. Yeah. So it's not his first rodeo, and he's going out there. And like we talked about, like, you got to set the run up. You got to be able to run the ball, but if they're going to stop the pass, but they can stop the pass too if they want to lock down Pena and put 2 out there on him. Then you got somebody better step up on the other side.
Well, and
I think that we have.
Yeah, Hudson, I think,
Correct.
is doing a good job catching the ball. Now, again, this is watching other people's analysis. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, I watched the game and I noticed he was breaking off those patterns a little earlier than I would have. But in watching some of the analysis, there are some things that need to get cleaned up there. Or when you face a team like Oregon, like Ohio State, it'll come back and bite you. You can get away with some of the stuff that they did against Nevada. Likely can get away with it against Ford International. But there are some things, and they're correctable. I mean, I'm just going through some of the analysis. It's like, this stuff can be corrected, cleaned up, but it needs to be. It's the old. You need to come back to the ball, right? If you are out there as a receiver, you need to make it as easy for your quarterback to get the ball to you, and as difficult as you can for a defender to be able to make a play on the ball. So part of that is, again, where you can, if you're on a crossing, then go get the football, get it quickly.
And they had they had a summer with Drew Aller up here. No doubt that they were running a lot of routes and stuff like that because they knew that they had to work and get that mojo together. And I'm pretty sure that they probably worked their tails off this summer getting the timing down.
Yeah.
But again, the fear is that, last year we were talking about, the wide receivers played well the first couple games last year. Oh, so-and-so stepped up. I can't even tell you their names for heaven's sake right now. But we got to see them, improve weekly.
Ole Miss fans can tell you Trey Wallace was one of them because Trey got off to a pretty doggone good start with the Rebels this past weekend. But I think Penn State, we'll see. And yes, until you get into Oregon and beyond, I don't know that you can.
You hear me laughing over here.
Anything is locked up, but I feel really good about that receiving.
I'm still laughing at your comment the other day that your buddy made. Like, I wish there was more tight. Where's the tight end? It's like, dude, just chill out, relax, man.
Yeah.
Last year was way too much. Where do wide receivers? We're not humming.
He might be pulling my leg initially. He's like, no, seriously. I thought that these tight ends were all that. I'm like, all right, you do.
Good, yeah.
Listen, over the course of the season, in all honesty, this is one of the things that I do think is important for Penn State. And it really is one of the reasons, as we've talked about, why I think Penn State does have a real shot to be in the national title mix this year, which is I don't think Trevor Pena cares if he gets 0 catches or 20 catches in a game. I think, man, you throw the ball to me, I'll make a play. I think, and it's the same thing with Nicholas Singleton, same thing with Katron Allen, same thing with the 3 tight ends, same thing. Like, I think all of these guys get, hey, there is one football. And we have a lot of different guys that can make big-time plays on this offense, and there's a lot of different ways we can approach how we go about trying to carve up an opponent's defense. And again, I think there's going to be games, there will be weeks where it's like, holy cow, there's Luke Reynolds with 8 catches. What's going on there? There will be weeks where Nicholas Singleton has 25 carries in a game. There will be weeks where Katron Allen gets 25 touches in a game. That's
where we are going to dominate people, is because of the depth of our offense. I'm not talking about having 7, 8 offensive linemen and 3 tight ends. And it's the fact that we have multiple running backs, a good passing game, tight end play, and we can run the ball and pass the ball. That is a deep offense. It's like somebody is not working out. Okay, we go to plan B during the game.
Yes.
I mean, this is easily the best. I mean, we've talked about it, and a lot of people have talked about it. This is easily James's best team that he's had. It's obviously his best coach team is actually his exact words. The best staff he's ever had is this year.
Yeah.
With bringing in Knowles and Kotelnicki last year, and then the team that they have right now, there is so much depth. It's like, who's going to rise up this week? I mean, I hate constantly bringing up the 94th. I hate constantly doing it, but there were a lot of guys who contributed those years. You had Kyle Brady, Bobby Ingram, Kejana Carter, Mike Archie, Stephen Pitts. I mean, you had Freddie Scott.
Yeah.
Any one of those guys could have gone out for 2 touchdowns every game. The fact that a defense can't come in here and say, we're going to shut this team down. And then, sort of like they could shut Tyler Warren down last year, a.k.a. what Ohio State did to Tyler Warren last year. We were sort of like, defenseless as an offense last year when they took Warren out of the game because we didn't have guys to pick up. We have so many guys that can hurt you on this offense. It's like, okay, whose turn is it this week? We don't know. I don't think Kotelnicki knows. He's just going to go with the hot hand.
Well, and I also do think it's going to come down to matchups. I mean, there will be, we think
right, there's this corner out there who's not that good.
Correct.
We are going to maul that guy.
Yep, Pena matched up there. Or, boy, this is the week where, we're going to get Luke Reynolds and Rapelier and Jenkins because these guys just, they're vulnerable over the middle. Or, again, whatever the case may be. And, we talked about this a little bit on Tuesday, Goon, but I do think one of the really good things from Penn State's perspective, and one of the really tough things if you're an opposing defensive coordinator or coaching staff is, like Nevada, we're not just going to let you run the ball all over us. Okay.
You're not going to embarrass us.
But also Penn State didn't punt. So, depends on your definition, I guess, of embarrassment. But I think
it's a good point. It's a very good point you just made.
Well. But I think so. Do I think, man, there may be a way where you can take a Trevor Pena out of the game, or you can limit the impact that a Nicholas Singleton has in a given week? Yeah, but the question is, can you actually slow down the offense as a whole? Again, you may be able to make one element of the game more challenging, more difficult, or if not take it away, limit it. But inevitably, that's going to open up some other things. And again, when you have to me, this all starts with Drew Aller and having a second year now coordinator in Andy Kotelnicki on that side of the ball, where these guys have a very good feel for what they can do. The offense can do what Drew himself can do, and what is available to them on the field. And I think that the communication there between Kotelnicki and Aller, and other coaches and offensive players too. But I think having Aller and Kotelnicki on the same page, understanding that it may be different one week to the next, the entire approach, the entire game plan. But if the game plan doesn't, if in the first quarter you're like, this game plan, all right, well, you can pivot. If you're Texas, right, as good, and I do think Arch Manning is by the end of the year, I think there's going to be a lot of people sitting around saying, wow, that dude is special. I think he is special.
Yep.
But week one, you go in with a game plan, and Ohio State's kind of controlling the line of scrimmage. There's not a whole lot there. Like Arch Manning can't make the type of in-game adjustments in game one, his first start in the college ranks on the road at a place like Columbus, that Drew Aller is going to be able to do, certainly in these first three games, but even against Oregon, and especially at Beaver Stadium, where the crowd is going to be kind to him. And so that by the time you get to Ohio State, it's going to be noisy. It's going to be a hostile environment. We've been there before. Now these guys have been in a big game, even the younger kids, maybe not on the road like this, but you have enough people that have been in it. It's like, I mean, it's not going to faze them.
Yeah, I mean, Arch Manning going into the shoe and not playing great. And do you think he's the first person to do that? It was his first start on the road. We have seen star players go in there and get throttled like that. Is he going to have that bad a year? No, he's not that bad. Ohio State is pretty damn good, and it's a very, very, very tough place to play. Very, very tough place to play. He's not the first one, nor is he going to be the last one. And, the fact that people can hold that, like they think that that's the Arch Manning that they'll, he's this and he's that. So I have a story for you, and that was one of my athletic trainers came up to me my freshman year. I was getting down on myself. I was getting beat up pretty good and this and that. You're a freshman is what happens to you. You're 18 years old. You're playing against men,
Yep.
So he's sitting there, and he's like, hey, man, George Salvatore said, hey, he pulled me aside and said, don't you get down on yourself. I said, what's going on? He's like, you seen this? He goes, you're fine. He goes, this is the problem when you're a son or a legacy, a.k.a. my older brother. He left here an All-American. So it's like automatically people think that I'm just going to walk in here and beat Chris Conlin. Like that Chris Conlin didn't have struggles his first 3 years. You know what I mean? Arch Manning is the son of Cooper Manning, obviously, not Peyton but Eli and Peyton, they struggled in college at times. It's just and they grow from it. Yeah. If you think that's the Arch Manning that's gonna be out there forever, you're crazy, because I know how hard it is to play in that stadium. And the fact that it was his first start, I would have been absolutely amazed. I would have probably given the guy the Heisman Trophy if he had gone in there and played well and beat Ohio State convincingly.
Yeah.
It's just a very hard place to play. Yeah, and the people that are jumping on him, you back off a little bit. But like I said, people expected him to go in there and start screaming, Omaha, making changes of the play and saying this guy's blitzing, back off here, get this guy. It's not going to happen. It's his first start on the road. They didn't want to overload him, I'm sure.
And listen, it is why I think – while I think Ohio State and Michigan have great players, and I do think they have great players at quarterback, the fact that the reason I think Penn State does have the edge going into this season, it's not just Drew Aller, but it is having that experience at quarterback. And again, I would argue having the good and the bad experience, having that INT, I keep coming back to it, but I think it gives Drew that little edge. There's also a different awareness now that comes with that. Hey, I've gone through tough games where I haven't played well. I had one big spot and one big moment last year. Inevitably, you learn from that, and you get into that same type of situation. It's like, oh man, I remember this. Throw the ball away, take the sack, or whatever it may be, and it is going to happen. You're going to see that pay dividends somewhere in that Oregon game, somewhere in the Ohio State game, somewhere in the playoffs down the road. Again, it doesn't guarantee Penn State wins those games, doesn't guarantee Penn State wins the national title, but having that experience, knowing what to do, and combined with the fact that, this is a really talented football team. You have a lot of guys that are going to be playing in the NFL in the very near future.
Yep.
That combination is why I think Penn State, to me, is the team to me.
It's a mature team.
Yeah, even though, talent-wise, Ohio State is if you go by recruiting classes, and I don't think that's the end-all be-all, but if you go by recruiting classes, Ohio State still has the more talented roster, more talented team, but it's talent / experience, and that experience is a big deal. Not just a quarterback, obviously. Again, as we've talked about, along the offensive line, key spots in the secondary. You have a denied Dennis Sutton and Zane Durant. They've always been talented. Well, now they're talented and really experienced, and they know, all right, that they knew in the offseason, these are the things I need to work on personally, and they have a better understanding now that they can pull aside a young player. Hey, you did this right, but man, next time work on this technique. Having that type of leadership, and they have it at each level on both sides of the ball. To me, Goon, that's why I'm as bullish as I am.
We haven't talked about it yet this year, but it was our big thing the last few years, and pretty much what we talk about in our show all the time. It doesn't matter what sport it is; it's confidence.
Yeah,
you get confidence by playing. The more plays you have under your belt is the more confident you're going to be. And the game is very easy when you're confident and you know where you're going. Just hear me out here. Like, I got to get to that middle linebacker, okay? I don't know how I'm going to do it, this and that. Or you have indecision in your head. Give me your number real quick before you guys leave, if you don't mind. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm sitting there. I don't know. Okay, I got a guy on me, a guy outside of me. There's over, and you're confused by the defense you're looking at, and you're not really confident in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're like, am I getting this guy or am I getting that guy? And you're hesitant, and you're going to get run over. So if you go out on the line of scrimmage, you know exactly what you're doing, and you get on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's sitting right there, and you know exactly what you have to do, and it's quick, and you can prepare yourself mentally to do it, and you know where you're going to go, and you're going to do it 1,000 miles an hour. That's the way you play football. And when you're a confident football player, you are a great football player. And you can be not even a good football player, but if you're confident and know what you're doing, you can get away with it. You can play.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, because I've been thinking off and on about we've talked about it many times over the years here, Goon, but that first play of the Rose Bowl that we've gone over and over with the offensive line, not nobody carrying out their assignment, but you get the big play anyway. Well, if it's a younger roster, like, well, it worked anyway. Like, I think you guys, because of the confidence and because of the experience, you go over to the sideline, you kind of laugh it off. It's like, well, all right, imagine what we can do if we get down to this. I think that experience and yes, confidence born with experience, even if you're still going to make mistakes. I mean, that was a veteran offensive line. You'd played obviously the entire season. Most of those guys had 2 or 3 years of experience under their belt, and yet here you are, biggest moment, and okay, not everybody executed perfectly. So it's not that experience means, all right, Drew Aller, man, no interceptions this year. He just always going to make the right decision. No, but it means he knows how to adjust that. Oh, man, that was a silly throw. I know better than that. And it's like, hey, guys, my bad. I got it. Whereas, again, you're a first-year starter. Arch Manning, you throw a ping, you're like, guys, I don't know, man. I'll try to get better. It's just different. Aller knows he's going to be all right. He knows part of football is mistakes, but there's just a different urgency, a different pressing when you're younger and you're trying to prove yourself.
And you're spastic. It's like you're trying to think and you overthink. And then when you're overthinking, if you're thinking on the football field, we're in the wrestling mat. Well, it's too much. Any sport, like what's Crash Davis saying in Bull Durham? Get her out of your head, clear your head. Yep. What am I thinking about? I'm thinking do something. Annie. Why am I thinking about Annie? You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to have a clear head, and if you're going to try and do too much, you can't compete well mentally. And again, if you know what you're doing, you're going to go out there, and the game is easier, and it makes it so much fun. It just makes it a lot. And you don't have to worry about, coming off to the sideline and saying, what the hell happened? KC's got a spleen is laying out in the field right there. And what happened? No, we knew what we were doing. We knew exactly what we were doing. And, the more you know, the better you can be. And the faster you play, the easier the game gets. And that's what makes you good. This offensive line, they're very good. Our tight end situation, we got to clear it up a little bit. Yes, Tyler Warren was a damn All-American Heisman candidate last year, in my opinion. Well, he was not in my opinion. He actually was a Heisman top 10 guy. So there's confidence in that. But the tight ends, maybe they were a little skeptical last week, but maybe they took the tight end away from us. We don't know. We don't watch film as deep as some people to say, but I know that I was watching on, there was 8 men in the box. So Nevada said, you are not going to embarrass us with 400 yards rushing at a 50-0. We're going to try, you guys, if you guys are going to score, you got to pass at us. And that's what had to happen. And, you'll see it. People listening out there, watch it this week. Watch what, Florida FIU comes out in. If they're going to come out with like when I say 8 man, I say that they're going to have we come out a double tight end set. They're going to drop the safety down, which is right because we have more players than them. So, but if we're in a 7-man set and they drop that safety and they play single safety and man up on the outside, that's when you're not going to be able to run the ball. That's what Oregon did to us in the Rose Bowl in '94. It was just like they had 7-8 men and they blitzed every play. And then if you watch the game, the reason why we had so many long touchdowns because they were blitzing, and it was all or nothing. If they were making a 3-yard loss or 3-yard gain, or it was a 60-yard run. That's just how they was like that. That was like what they wanted. And did I ever tell you the story when I visited Oregon as a coach?
No.
Yeah, I went out there when I was coaching Hampton City down in Virginia. We were a no huddle, run and gun type of offense. So I had my good friend Derek Gilmore, who was working out there in the recruiting office, and I called DG. I said, "Hey, man, you mind if I bring my staff out there?" I'm like, I wasn't the head coach, but if our staff comes out there. So the 4 offensive staff members went out to Oregon, and we're sitting there talking to Lottie, and we're talking to that was when Oregon was rolling. They were very, very good.
Yep.
And their defensive coordinator was another Italian guy, short little Italian guy, and he was there then in '94. So this is 2001, and I remember sitting there, and he's like, "Hey, man, you're a big guy. Where did you play?" I said, "Well, I was on the Penn State team that you played in the Rose Bowl." I said, "I was number 53. I was the offensive tackle." And he goes, "That was the worst 2 weeks of my life." He goes, that was not fair what you guys had out there. He goes, he probably said month, but he goes, that was the worst time of my life, month or whatever, getting ready for you guys. So it's like, who do you want to stop? Do you want to stop the All-American 6'7" tight end, the All-American wide receiver Blitnikoff winner? Do you want to stop the Heisman Trophy quarterback or the Heisman Trophy running back? Pick, where do you want to go? And then he goes, and then they throw you guys out there. He goes, it was the worst time of my life preparing for that game. And you watch that game, you see it on the Big Ten Network, and they'll show the coaches and stuff like that. And you see them, you see Rich Brooks, he was the coach. Yeah. He's looking at the D coordinator, and the D coordinator's like, just like, they both like shrugged and threw their hands up like, we knew this was going to happen. We just didn't think it was going to happen this quick type of thing. But, yeah, that's the ultimate. And you'll see it this week as a fan when you're in the crowd. Look to see where those safeties are. Because if they're in the 8-man box, you're going to have a tough time running the ball. But if they're back in the 4-man coverage, we are going to run the ball, and we're going to run the ball often and very successfully. Yes.
Yeah, and listen, I think, again, to me, you don't need to worry about the running game. This is my opinion. If you're a fan, like that is – Penn State is solid there. When they need it, it's going to be there. What to me, these first 3 games, the things probably in order that I most wanted to see was, 1, let's get these receivers some touches. Let's let them make some plays. Let's see some consistency out of them, all of that. 2, I wanted to see the defensive line depth build. And I'll tell you, Goon, I know they have a couple of very young, very promising guys there. Yeah. They got some work. I thought they looked good. I'm sure there's things that the coaches are breaking down. It's like, all right, you got to improve here. Fine. But, man, again, they are not devoid of talent. I do think they need to, just like the quarterbacks, they need to get that playing experience to get that confidence as you head into the later stages of the season. But I like what we saw there. We got a lot of those new guys on, and I thought they acquitted themselves very well. I wanted to see Grunkmeyer have the opportunity to run the offense, and I was hoping he would look good. I think he looked more than good. He looked ready to roll. So that was good. I really didn't have any questions about the kicking game, but I guess if you had any, again, it doesn't guarantee every kick is going to be made, and even in the clutch. But I just that part is good. I think that's not a concern. So to me, the main areas that I wanted to see and I was hoping would be addressed. Now, I'm hoping this week, and I suspect they'll kind of make an effort to try to get Ross more involved, just to, again, get the confidence. Hey, yep, you're a big part of this offense too. I'd like to see Clifford get some catches. Yeah. They try to get him going. And some of the younger receivers. I think Denmark is watching him a little bit on Saturday. Good. As this season goes on, Denmark is going to be – he's going to make some plays. That is a future star for Penn State in that receiving core. But, I think week one, to me, they did what I was hoping they would do, and what I'm hoping we'll see a continuation. Again, some variations here over the next couple of weeks in terms of what I hope we see. But generally, those are the things that I wanted to see how they were progressing through the first three games. Through one, I think it's very good news. Yep. And again,
I'm okay with where we're at
and build on it.
I'm okay with where we're at because again, it was the first game. You're going to have your little frustrating moments, your little learning curve type of thing, and we had a successful game. I mean, we executed it offensively and defensively, special teams. Just keep building it, keep building it, keep building it. I did break Dawkins' chops the other night a little bit. I said, hey, man, we give up 3 sacks to 94. You give up 1 on Saturday. You only got 2 more to give up.
There you go.
You got 1 more to beat us. 1 more. And I like the fact that we were rotating a lot of offensive linemen too.
A whole lot.
We're 7 deep.
They really do have 7 starters, but I'm pretty comfortable with 9. I think they have 9 guys there that they
can play. Yes,
I mean 7 that are clearly ready to roll. No questions asked. But I really think they have 9, at least 9 that are. It's like okay, yeah, we're okay there. I just don't have any real questions on the offensive side of the ball right now. Now, again, they're going to get certainly substantially tested, certainly more so against Oregon and then Ohio State.
You want to go out there, you want to perform, you want to be consistent, you want to make plays, you want to not make mistakes, injury free, mistake free, run the ball, pass the ball, stop the ball. I mean, that'd be the perfect game. And these 3 games, you just try to work on that.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and say we need to score 150 points. Don't go out there with that attitude. Let's just go out there, do what we got to do. We can score 100 points if we really want. If we're going to play the game that we want to play, we can do that if they really want to do. But you can't go out there with that attitude. Just go out there and play football. Have fun with it. You're going to be fine. It's going to be a fun, great, damn good season, bud.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun team to watch. That is for sure. We'll take a break here, delve into some other topics, including the Philadelphia Eagles getting their season underway tonight and the Steelers opening up their season on Sunday. As we continue, it is the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here on Sports Radio 98.7.
No one likes making trips to the gas station. Well, Lion Country Kia can help. If you're tired of going to the gas station all the time, Lion Country Kia can help with the 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid. Save now with 2.9% APR financing for up to 48 months. And get $500 Kia Finance bonus cash. There's 14 available that get 38 MPG combined. Say goodbye to all those pump visits. 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrids start at just $32,285. And be sure to check out the full Kia lineup too. And their selection of certified pre-owned Kias. Remember, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Ease that pain at the pump with a 38 MPG combined 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid from Lion Country Kia, 1334 Drivable Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things. Great times, great food. Get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food. Get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Your first half champion, State College Spikes, host the 2025 MLB Draft League Championship game at Medler Field at Lebrano Park, Thursday, September 4th. Get your tickets now for just $10 a piece. Enjoy Dollar Dog Night with $1 hot dogs and Thirsty Thursday with $2 12-ounce drafts while supplies last. And the Spikes offer free admission to all students in partnership with Penn State Spa, the Student Programming Association. For tickets, call 814-272-1711 or buy and download at statecollegespikes.com.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again, the Fox, your sports radio. Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America. 98.7, the Fox, State College, the Goon and Ironhead.
Goon, let's be honest. If the Pirates were allowed to be in the World Series, they'd win.
Dude, again, they dominate the Dodgers at home.
It is.
It's like 2 years in a row, I think, that they swept them. Did they sweep them?
Yeah, it's well.
They go for the sweep?
Go for the sweep tonight.
Unbelievable.
They got Skeens on the mound, although Blake's now. That'll be a good pitching matchup tonight. But yeah, Bucko shut him out last night.
It's ridiculous how good they play at home.
Well,
they play well against the Phillies at home, obviously. They swept the Phillies at home.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing with baseball. It's such a long season. You just get, that kind of fluky.
You get in a lull.
Either way. But I will say, with the win last night, the Pirates get back to 500 under Don Kelly, which, given the start they had, is not insignificant. And again, there was a call a couple of weeks ago about how the Pirates are not that far away. And yes, on one hand, it's true. Like, man, if they've just got a couple of big bats in there, it's like, well, right, but they're not going to do that because that's not what this ownership does. So in reality,
they're just 6 bats away. They're 6 bats away.
No, they really are. They're just a couple of
I'm not lying. I don't mind watching them.
Powers away, but again, I think there's virtually zero chance that they address that in the time that they need.
Wild card's still there, Jeffrey.
The pitching will be moving on, and Skeens will be pitching for the Red Sox or the Yankees, and we'll have everything else. Anyways,
the wild card is there for you. It's there for the taking.
NFL season gets
Jeff, come on. Don't over. Come on.
Underway tonight with the Eagles and the Cowboys. Goon, 8.5. Are you laying the 8.5?
It's a rivalry game.
That is
I would take the Cowboys, but I'm obviously might be the worst gambler in the history of the world. So whatever I say, it's like you and your guarantees. Your guarantees are squat, and my picks of point spreads are absolutely horrendous. So 8.5.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of points, but I'm going to say this. But
rivalry.
I'm going to say this. It's a rivalry game.
Yep.
It's Cowboys Eagles. It's always a close game. But hear me out here. It might be a sucker bet because everybody and their mother who gambles is going to gamble because it's the first game and everybody's going to be watching it. Everybody's talking about how high it is, and everybody's taking the Cowboys with the points. So what do you do?
No, it's moved in the Eagles' direction. At this point, everybody's been jumping on Philly. I think it opened up at 7.5. So
I got rid of Micah.
It's again. I have no doubt the Eagles will win it, but 8.5 on an opening night, and listen, there's going to be some emotions for the Eagles for sure, and
that's what somewhat scares you a little bit.
Yeah, I do wonder if as the game wears on, it's like, all right, you kind of like maybe get overhyped and over emotional on the celebration and the first home game and all that. Yeah. I wonder about that a little bit as the game wears on. Again, I think the Eagles will win it.
Oh, that's right. They're dropping a banner. They won the Super Bowl.
Is that who won it last year? I couldn't remember.
They're going to have an NFC East banner. And they're going to celebrate that. They're going to celebrate the NFC title, and they're going to just drop the Super Bowl banner.
I think the New York Times recognized those. The
New York Times recognized the Packers and the Rams, so they're claiming NFC titles last year.
There you go.
You're right. It is that emotional. Like you get in there, but if you watch any interviews with Jalen Hurts and anybody on this team, last year's done. They're just over. It's not their thing. It's like, hey, we're done. It's last year's team. I think Jalen Hurts, he got his ring a month ago, put it on one time, took a picture with it, and moved on. He says, we want more of these. He's like, it's a new team, new season. It's like, I'm trying to think who I would compare him to that was like boring. A boring interview, but they just get the job done, and they do it very, very well. And it's just like they just go about their job every day, like a mechanic going to work. And he doesn't get too, you watch him on a touchdown, he doesn't get overhyped, and he doesn't get underhyped on interceptions or turnovers. He's just so even keel, man. It's crazy. God, he's good.
Such a well constructed team.
This time last year they wanted to get rid of Sirianni because he was this guy's nuts, this and that. But then I think that Sirianni actually he toned it down a bunch. I think that he learned he moved on a little bit. He grew up a little bit.
I think he still brings that emotional fire. Again, you can win with a bunch of different personalities. I mean, we've seen it in the NFL and at any level. You don't necessarily need to be the even-keeled, stoic. You got to be who you are. Now, yes, you got to be within reason. You got to have some emotion. You got to have some understanding of how to relate to the players and all of that. But again, there's a bunch of different ways to go about it. But I think Sirianni kind of learned. All right, this is. Got to control.
He had to control himself with his
in different ways.
Way too emotional to be the head coach. It's almost like the head coach is way too emotional and the quarterback's got no emotion. It's like we should switch a little bit or meet in the middle of the two of you guys. Sirianni fighting with fans, fans are booing him and he's he's going after people. And I think he's growing up. He's learning a lot, but it's also easy when you're winning to change your personality. When you start losing again, you might go back to what you were. So, we'll see. Hopefully, we're not going to see tonight. I don't want to see his personality change tonight because they're losing. It is the Cowboys, the despised Cowboys. And it is the one time a year. Twice a year that Pittsburgh and Philadelphia unite. They unite in their hate of the Dallas Cowboys.
Absolutely.
Even Pittsburgh joins the Philadelphia Eagles today. We're Steagles today.
I will say I'm a huge Buffalo Bills fan. I like the Bills anyway, but huge
Baltimore?
Bills fan this weekend. Yeah, I think that might be the best opening week game.
Yeah, did you see somebody who was like, oh, wow, Aaron Rodgers is playing the Jets in week 1? Wow. How could that have happened? Miraculous.
Well, this a little known fact, Goon. Aaron Rodgers actually played for the Jets last year, and Justin Fields played for the Steelers last year.
What?
And now they're on different teams.
What?
It's a storyline. I don't know if anybody else will pick up on it, but you might want to keep an eye on
the Sunday storyline. We got
this
the Bills and Ravens go, but yeah, we're going to talk about the Jets Steelers all day.
That's right.
And Micah Parsons going to the Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
What do you
I
think?
do think he's you make a trade like that, and listen, long term it may pay off for the Cowboys.
Yeah, we'll talk. I want to talk about that.
I am telling you, the emotional jolt that gave the Packers. If you listen to their players, I mean, Jordan Love is like he's going through the scenario. This is how I want this game to play out. I want them to get the ball first. I want Micah Parsons to get a sack, place to go create like. Getting a player like that does, and it's one thing if you're going into the season and say, I don't know if we have a shot at the playoff. Like they go into this season thinking, man, we're a pretty good team and we have a chance if some things come together here. And then you put Michael Parsons in there. Now it's like, no, we are going to do this. So I do think that emotionally it has been a big boost to that Green Bay locker room. And again, I don't think it's a locker room that was lacking in confidence to begin with. But I do
bring that kind of star power into a team that's already very, very well on their way to playing for NFC titles and Super Bowls. And then you bring a Micah Parsons in there who is, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and dog the guy and say that, he just talks too much and this and that, because the brings it every Sunday.
Yeah.
And then when he stops bringing it every Sunday and he loses a step, I think his personality is that which, like, they're going to get out. That's just, he can do what he does. I mean, Marco Rivera, he lives in Texas, so he's in Dallas. And he says that, he sent me a quote. So one of the offensive linemen says, you know what? He's a diva. He's a pain in the butt, yada, 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 locker room, this and that. But my God, can he rush the passer? And imagine that.
Well,
your stardom and your athleticism and how good of a football player determines how your players, your teammates appreciate you.
Always.
Yeah, it's funny how it is. You can be a jerk, but if you're 22-0 wrestling, hey, guess what? He's our jerk. I mean, there's people who said that Srirachi was a cocky, arrogant, loudmouth type of guy, right? But you know what? He backed it up every week. It's like one of the things. It's not my personality, but it obviously worked for him. Obviously.
Yeah.
So there's people who like, oh, wow. But and there were people when he lost, they were ecstatic.
Sure. No, and I think,
polarizing, I think is the word.
You got to know you, and you got to know the work that you're putting into it. And if you have well-earned confidence, right, then more power to you.
Oh, Srirachi. I'm not breaking Srirachi's, whatever.
No,
I'm just saying that he has that arrogance about him, but you are allowed to have that kind of arrogance when he did what he did. Go ahead.
Part of it is understanding the era we're in, wanting it to get the attention and wanting to monetize that, and there's some circumstances there too where you understand why he wanted and felt like he needed to monetize it. But then you watch the work that's being put in behind the scenes and how much and how deliberate that work is. Man, this is what I'm doing today. This is the time that I'm setting aside to get this done. And it's just a different perspective. And with all of that stuff. And again, I think it's always in your best interest to not talk and to try to stay under the radar. But if you are going to talk and you're going to go the Muhammad Ali route, If you back it up,
Yes.
hats off to you. Florida State's quarterback. It's
Ooh.
like, man, you're going to talk trash on Alabama, really? Well,
You backed it up.
It's like, man, you tip your cap to him.
Joe Namath.
Most
famous Super Bowl. I guarantee you we win this game. It's as a 17-point underdog.
It was interesting. We've talked about Jalen Hurts before, Goon, and people get caught up, and he's not one of the top 3, one of the top 5 quarterbacks. Ron Jaworski was on with Dan Patrick today, and Patrick asked, he said, Jaws, like, where do you think Jalen Hurts ranks? He's like, well, he's number 1. Like, they won the Super Bowl last year. Like, that's
can't hide that.
That's what you're in this for. He's like, again, I've said it before, but I don't think it matters where he is, what skill sets he has. What he is doing for that team is what that team needs. And there are certain guys. John Schaefer, when he was at Penn State. Jalen Hurts, look at what he has done. He wins no matter where he's at. He's surrounded by yeah, okay. Yes. I mean, he's been on good teams at Alabama and Oklahoma and certainly with the Eagles. But the dude wins, like, consistently. Well, that's not
he has to beat out some pretty other good guys.
Yes. Again, at the end of the day, I don't care whether you rank him. If I'm an Eagles fan, I don't care whether you rank him number 1. I don't care if you think he's the 25th best quarterback. And, if you want to play the game, well, if this guy was here, okay.
That's your game.
But the reality is he is there, and you look at the plays he makes when he needs to make them for the Eagles, and that's what you want. It's one thing to be a great quarterback, have a great arm. Are you making the right decisions and getting the yards when you need to? When it's a tie game and you have the ball with less than 2 minutes left, are you getting your team down the field? Are you able to read the defense and take advantage with your legs? Are you able to read the defense and take your long shot or take the underneath stuff that they're giving you? And Jalen Hurts does all of that. Like the guy very consistently makes the right decision, and maybe as importantly, Goon, you can see it when he is out on the field and when he is on the sideline. 100% of the Philadelphia Eagles players respect and listen to what Jalen Hurts is telling them.
They're sort of scared of him at times.
But that's your quarterback. Like that is what you want in your quarterback.
Let's go.
Let's the guy that everybody listens to.
Your scenario, Caleb Williams. He's the one. Would he be super successful if he had a good offense around him? Because he's got a horrible offense around him.
Yeah.
Do you think that Caleb Williams can come in and run the Eagles?
No.
And I have a question. I said the Eagles have a lot of personalities, and I believe that Caleb Williams would clash with them. That's my opinion.
I agree.
And he would not be throwing the ball enough. He'd be upset about that he wasn't throwing. But Jalen Hurts is just happy winning.
Yes. And sometimes it is about getting the right guy in the right place at the right time.
It's Saquon Barkley up there as your running back. I mean, there's not a better human being that I have. I mean, he's a good – like, they're both, like, very good human beings. Like, they're good people. And they're hell of a football players, and there's a lot of people around them that look at them and respect them, and they are representative of a good, tough, like, well-led football team, and they're good leaders. They're good people. Like, you want your kid to admire Jalen Hurts. I mean, I have to say it again. I have to. It's my one time a year. I have to say it. I will eat crow on Jalen Hurts because I was absolutely furious the night they drafted him. I could not believe, because the Steelers had to pick 2 before them, and they were saying that Jalen Hurts was going to go there, and I was breaking every Steelers guy's chops because I know he's not an NFL quarterback. He's not an NFL quarterback, right? But this was my favorite college football player. You've heard me say before. Yep. I have to eat crow because one is he could have left, should have left when he got benched for Tua. He'd already won a title. He gets benched in a big game. Tua comes in and then this and that. Sort of an embarrassing moment for Hurts. Bites his tongue, doesn't say a word, backs Tua up the whole next season, doesn't run away, doesn't get pissed off that he wasn't given the starting job. He did not enter the transfer portal. No. He bit his tongue. He went in, did his work and this and that. Graduates from Alabama. Oh, by the way, Tua gets hurt in a big game. I guess who comes in and wins the big game? Jalen Hurts. Goes to Oklahoma after he graduates. Alabama goes to Oklahoma, has a great successful year there, becomes a second round pick of the Eagles. Again, I did not see him as an NFL quarterback. I never did, but I'm telling you, he is a great, because Sirianni and them have built a great offense around him. And they have really, he's a great play action pass guy.
Yeah.
And you got a great running back with a great offensive line. So you've heard me talk football before. When you have a great offensive line and a great run game, those safeties they're done, because they got to support the run. And all of a sudden, Mr. Play Action Pass, you know, guys running down the field over you completely naked, getting long passes for touchdowns. They're running the perfect offense, and he's the perfect guy to run it because, again, I think some of the guys are scared of him. I mean, he is a big husky dude.
Oh,
I mean, they talk about that tush push, and they say, "Oh, the offensive line doing this," and offensive line, dude. You do not see other teams doing what he is pushing that pile himself too. It's great, man. I love watching him, and I love him as a person. Okay, and I have eaten crow again for the 4th straight year, saying I never thought he'd be a great NFL quarterback, but he is a wonderful NFL quarterback, and I'm happy that he leads my team.
Well, and listen,
I'm out of breath.
I think he's a better passer than he
gets respect for. Yeah,
like he delivers very consistently, delivers the ball accurately downfield. Like I do think that is an area where he has steadily improved throughout his professional career, probably even dating back to college. But I do think, again, I don't know exactly where he fits on the pantheon, but I think he is the right quarterback for that team at this time. And I think with everything else they have on that roster, it is perfect fit.
I wouldn't call him a great NFL quarterback in the least way. I mean, it's the traditionally what you and I think of as a great NFL quarterback. But he's a damn serviceable, excellent quarterback who's going to win Super Bowls, because he's not going to go to the Hall. He might go to the Hall of Fame with 3 or 4 Super Bowls, hopefully.
Yeah, I would not rule it out.
Hopefully.
I would not rule it out, because I do think this Eagles team is
they're built, man.
Built for sustained long-term
You know what their average
success.
age on defense?
Not unlike what the Chiefs have been on.
Average age on defense? It's 24.
Okay, I was going to say 26.
And that's a team that just absolutely destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs last year. And the Super Bowl.
That's the thing. And made what I think the 95% plus of NFL fans would tell you is the best quarterback in the NFL. Made him look kind of silly.
True.
And I mean, but again, this is the thing. When you can get pressure, I don't care who your quarterback is. Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Whoever
that's how you beat Brady.
Is the greatest. Yes, if you get pressure on them, they suddenly look very pedestrian.
And even better, if you can get pressure with 4, game over.
Yes, and but again,
that's not easy to do.
When you're looking to do that against the Philadelphia Eagles, good luck with that, because that O-line is. Yeah.
But then look at the Chiefs. They know that they have to protect their star quarterback, so they'll go out and get offensive line, because they were embarrassed in the Super Bowl last year. So they have built that offensive line up to protect him, because it's out there. How do you beat them? I mean, it was the same thing in the Eagles when the Eagles beat Tom Brady. I mean, they punished him. The same thing when the Giants beat Tom. He has 3 Super Bowl losses, all against NFC East teams who got pressure with the front 4.
And a lot of it.
A lot of it. And they don't like it. So I'll go back to, obviously, your heyday with like Terry Bradshaw was never the best quarterback in the NFL. But guess what he did? He won 4 damn Super Bowls.
Well, and again, there are so many things that go into having a winning football team or organization, and it's, again, getting a coach and a quarterback that are on the same page. It's getting the line play. It's getting the right people at the right time that fit together. The one thing with Bradshaw, I would agree. He was never clearly the best quarterback in the league. But what he knew is that he had playmakers in Stallworth and Swan that could go get the ball for him. And when they needed it, man, like you talk about coming up with the big plays in the big moments, and Bradshaw did that. Now, did it partly because the offensive line gave him time? Those guys.
Franco Harris was a hell of a running back. Great run game.
They had, Benji Cunningham. I mean, the whole everything. Again, it all fits together. Quarterback is going to get a ton of credit.
Yep.
And certainly these days, especially rightfully so. But again, Dan Marino was a great quarterback. Somewhere in the top 5 of all time. Won't get the credit from some because he didn't win the Super Bowl, but I'm just telling you, he did not have. He had talented receivers. He did not have the running game. Did not have the defense that some of these other guys that we're talking about had consistently throughout his career. You need a great quarterback, or at least a very good quarterback, but you need a bunch of other things. And again, you do need some luck. You need some health. You need the ball here and there to bounce your way and not your opponent's way. And that's the reality when it comes to football, what it takes to win at the highest levels. But I do think Jalen Hurts just feels like the perfect quarterback for that team. Again, you can play the game all day long. Well, if this
let's go back to it. Dan Marino
was there.
Would Dan Marino have won Super Bowls with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yes.
You think so?
I do.
With the way his attitude was, he didn't give a crap about the run. He wanted to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Steelers were a great run team.
They were, and they
do you think that Marino would have
made him? Yes.
Okay.
They would have. I mean, that's what I think. But again, we'll never know. That's a
great segment right there, by the way. By the way, I'm pretty confident in that comparison right there of Terry Bradshaw and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, Terry was never the best quarterback out there. There was probably 5, but how are we judging quarterbacks? Good segment.
Take a break here. We are back with much more. It is the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fall.
No one likes making trips to the gas station. Well, Lion Country Kia can help. If you're tired of going to the gas station all the time, Lion Country Kia can help with the 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid. Save now with 2.9% APR financing for up to 48 months. And get $500 Kia Finance bonus cash. There's 14 available that get 38 MPG combined. Say goodbye to all those pump visits. 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrids start at just $32,285. And be sure to check out the full Kia lineup too. And their selection of certified pre-owned Kias. Remember, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Ease that pain at the pump with a 38 MPG combined 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid from Lion Country Kia, 1334 Drivable Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things. Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Your first half champion State College Spikes host the 2025 MLB Draft League Championship game at Medler Field at Lebrano Park Thursday, September 4th. Get your tickets now for just $10 a piece. Enjoy Dollar Dog Night with $1 hot dogs and Thirsty Thursday with $2 12-ounce drafts while supplies last. And the Spikes offer free admission to all students in partnership with Penn State Spa, the Student Programming Association. For tickets, call 814-272-1711 or buy and download at statecollegespikes.com.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again.
Your sports radio. Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority. WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox State College. The Goon and Ironhead.
And we are back here on a Thursday afternoon ahead of Penn State and Florida International noon kickoff Saturday at Beaver Stadium on a full football weekend. Again, the Eagles and Cowboys will kick it off tonight. We have high school football rolling your way tomorrow night. Also some college games and an NFL game.
Chiefs, Rams, and Brazil.
Yep. And then
Chargers.
Full Chargers, yeah.
Sorry.
Full Saturday of college football action. And then, of course, most of the NFL teams will open up the season on Sunday, including the Steelers and the Jets. Real quickly, a couple of notes. We will have the Eagles-Cowboys game live here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox this evening. I think 8 o'clock is the airtime.
Correct.
20 will be kickoff for the Eagles and the Cowboys tonight. We will have the
Hold on. The Eagles game, who do you have? Is it the NFL coverage of it, or is it the Eagles coverage? Okay.
And Monday night games throughout the season here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox.
That's good, right after my show.
On Sunday, we will have Landon Tengwall and Goon from the Student Bookstore from 10 to 11, breaking down the Penn State FIU game from Saturday. We'll have the Players Show on Monday from 6 to 7 with the Deer Goon out of
live at the golf course,
Penn State Golf Course, and we will have Pirates baseball most of the rest of the season. Where and again, Buccos are.
They might have an afternoon playoff game that maybe we won't be on. You know.
Yeah, Buccos are going to go for the series sweep against the Dodgers tonight. Again, should be a great pitching matchup with Paul Skeens going up against Blake Snell. 6:40 start tonight at PNC Park for the Buccos and the Dodgers. Also tonight, 6:35 start at Medler Field at Lebrano Park. State College Spikes hosting the MLB Draft League Championship game against the West Virginia Black Bears, and the Spikes go in with some momentum. A nice series there against Williamsport to wrap up the regular season, and the Spikes get to host that championship game tonight. $10 a ticket. All tickets are $10 tonight for the Spikes and the Black Bears. It's Dollar Dog Night.
Dude, it's a great night to get out.
Yep, last game of the season. And, yeah, great opportunity to just get out and enjoy a night at the ballpark and see if the Spikes can bring home a championship title to boot.
A little embarrassed. I didn't get to the Spikes show. I know I had a lot going on this summer with my father-in-law being ill, but I didn't get to a Spikes game. Hurts.
We got to 4, I think, throughout the course of the year.
Good.
We were planning to go tonight, but the dear mad turtle has come down with an ear infection. And
damn it, turtle.
Is not in good shape. So we're going to see. Hopefully, I think we're getting the antibiotics this afternoon. So hopefully we can send him off to school tomorrow. I'm hoping he can get to the State High Harrisburg game tomorrow night. Fingers crossed for that.
You calling it?
That should be a great game. I'll do the PA for State College. Yep.
You saw that big video screen out there?
Yeah,
it's amazing for high school. What a great setup!
It's a fun. Yeah,
I talked to somebody from Pittsburgh, and I talked to people from Philly and Harrisburg. Not Philly. I don't think anybody from Philly's ever played there, but a lot of people from Harrisburg who go to games there, they say it's a great environment. Sometimes you got to think it's not any high school. It's a great product to put it on the field, but the ambiance and I tell Kerry all the time. I say that is freaking Americana, man. That is Americana, like the Friday night football. I love it. Like in small town USA, like when Sweeney was coaching Derry, we'd go down 2 hours away. Derry, right outside of Latrobe, the small little rural town, 1A, 2A football team. He's the head coach. You go there, the whole freaking town is there. I went last year to see Billy Anderson's kid play at Kiski area. And by the way, his kid is the number 1 recruit in the state as an offensive lineman as a junior right now. I love it, man. Like the whole town, you go through the middle of town, everybody has it in their windows. It's like go Tigers, go Lions, go Spartans. And it's very, very cool. And Americana is what I think about. I just think that is what America is. And it's like going out and supporting the local kids at a local high school and watching the games and all that stuff. So love it, buddy.
Yep, great opportunities. Also, a big women's soccer game tonight. Penn State, ranked 9th in the country, will visit 8th-ranked Virginia. And that game, I believe, gets underway at 6. And big opportunity there for the Nittany Lions after a disappointing result. Not necessarily a disappointing performance or effort, but
the effort was there
for the 1-1 tie with James Madison, and you're hoping for more. They kind of controlled play, but the nature of soccer, it just sometimes that ball does not bounce the way you're wanting it to. So see if they can get a big win tonight. Penn State women's volleyball needs a bounce-back weekend. They will take on Kentucky, ranked 4th in the country tomorrow night after Penn State lost back-to-back games in Pittsburgh this past weekend.
So, again, that's Americana also. Everybody coming back to their college and their alma mater for a weekend, getting a women's soccer game in the night, possibly going to the women's volleyball game tomorrow, going to the football game. Men's soccer play Friday?
Yes.
Yeah. You hear me laughing over here? Did you ever hear about our bus rides, like to Top Trees?
No.
Obviously not. So we would take the blue buses on Friday night, like 8 o'clock. Like they would bus us to Top Trees. Yeah. Joe wanted, you out of the, the downtown environment. I don't care if your family's there. You see your family from 5 to 8, get on the bus and go to get to Top Trees, go into Top Trees. You get, watch television, whatever, whatnot. But offensive bus did not have a coach on it. Defensive bus had Buddy Sarah. Buddy Sarah was a no-frills maniac defensive line coach. Like, the man was in game mode like Monday morning after just getting out of game mode Sunday night. So he slept out, the other team on Sunday night. Then he picked up his game face. The guy was a maniac when it came to it, like the game.
Yep.
So the defensive bus was like 2 guys in each seat, just like it was like a church. It was like a funeral. They're all riding in the bus and this and that. And the offensive bus is like a scene out of like a high school movie from the 80s where everybody's just laughing and screaming and joking and jumping around. We go by the men's soccer game, and it was summer of '94 was the World Cup here, and Ireland had a run. And he had an announcer who sometimes like this, he has this little like Irish voice. So I would just sit out, open the window, and then we would drive by, and the bus driver knew. He went by like 5 miles an hour, and I just started screaming, "No!" the whole way. Our bus is going absolutely bonkers, laughing. The fans are cheering. The players are looking back like, what the hell's going on in that bus, you know? And then you look back at the defensive bus. Like, we get off the bus, we're laughing and joking. Our defensive guys are like, dude, this sucks. You guys have so much fun. It sucks. Yeah, but I was like, oh, and then I talked to anybody who rode the offensive bus in '94 to Top Trees, and we would talk about that. And we would do our impersonations of the coaches. Like Dick Anderson had a voice like this. So, Jeffrey, are you stretching your hamstrings? Because there's a problem with gluteus maximus right now. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, you got to get your stretch in there, Tiger. Hey, that's Jeff's dad. Hey, Casey. You know, he recruited me, so he still teaches it to me like a son. So it's great. But Dick was always like, hey, but we would make fun of him. And our O-line coach had a very high voice, and we would be screaming like Craig Service on the bus. And it was a fun trip. Anybody you talk on the 94 offense, you ask about the Friday night bus rides, and they will just start laughing. They'll just smile at you and go, it was bonkers. Yeah. There we go. Down Goon's showtime. Goon's memory.
Similar, yet very, very different, was the rugby team.
Yeah.
In the one semester that I played rugby.
You played football and rugby. I'd love to talk to you about that.
Penn State. They, when we would go on road trips, for the return trip,
I can't imagine.
There was the alcohol van, and there was the non-alcohol van. It may shock you to learn that I chose the alcohol van.
Jeffrey!
And up until a return trip from the first weekend with those guys, I thought of myself as a pretty good drinker. Thought I held my own. Among my friend group, it's like, yeah, I'm right there with the best of them.
Yeah.
These guys.
Those rugby dudes are professionals, man.
Yes, those were true professionals. They are passing around bottle after bottle after bottle.
And we're not talking Rolling Rock bottle.
No. Although they're washing
started
it down.
You started with that.
No, they're washing it down with the Rolling Rock bottles. But so the first trip back, I'm participating for the first couple of rounds. And I'm like, all right, I got to pretend. I can't. I'm not going to be able to.
I got a class tomorrow.
And so we adjusted.
The hell of a Monday night.
But some of them did not adjust. It truly was quite impressive.
Yes, I had at my home.
But very different experiences depending on what van you were riding home. That is for
There were
sure.
15 passenger vans that had one person driving and nobody in it, and then 30 guys in one van.
Something like
pretty much happened like that. So where at my hometown, there's the Ben Elbow. It's not called McGurk's down in Fort Washington, right off the PA Turnpike. Yeah. So it was the Ben Elbow then, and Blackthorn Rugby was based out of there. And that's one of the bigger programs in the country, actually. They're nationwide, worldwide. They go around the world playing and all that stuff. So they would go to the Ben Elbow, and we'd be there sitting, and I would just sit back. He'd be like, holy God. We got after it, but that was literally part of the culture. I mean, the football players, it was like, it was post-game, we go out and get, and rugby, it's like post-practice, pre-practice. I mean, it revolves around the alcohol. A lot of boozing, man. And I think it has something to do with the Australians being involved. Once you get the Australians involved, that's all over, man.
Absolutely correct. Darn you, Australia! If it wasn't for you, we would have.
And in America, we produce the most beer in the world, but we don't drink we produce the most beer, but we don't drink the most beer. Like, I don't know. Have you ever drank with the Canadians?
I have.
Don't do it. Or don't try to go beer with beer, or they will just punish you. It's amazing. Like, what do you people do up there?
Yeah.
Just work on your tolerance. It's amazing how much they can drink. And the closer like the people are to the Canadian border and like Minnesota and North Dakota, it blends into them too. I think it's just too cold up there. All they have to do is drink. It has to do with something like that. They don't go out nowhere. They just sit there in their fishing sheds and drink.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So
got to pass the time somehow.
There was a kid on the team, Francis Claude was his name, played tight end from Canada, from Montreal. And I never knew Montreal was a 9-hour drive. It's a haul from here. He came down and he showed pictures, and I was like, Jesus, Francis, what are you guys doing? And there's like 10 guys, and there's like 15 empty bottles of vodka, Jaeger, and I'm like, okay, first of all, there's 10 of you, and there's 15, but you drank a handle and a half each. And they're still out at the bar at like midnight. I'm like, how are you not dead? And they're like, speaking French Canadian. I'm like, yeah, oh my God. I'm impressed. I shook all their hands. I was like, man, very good. Very good.
Yes. There's layers. There's levels to everything. It's like jumping from high school football to college to the NFL.
It's the speed.
There's American drinking, there's Canadian drinking, there's Australian
We'll have
drinking,
Noble up
there's
soon.
Irish drinking.
Noble's just coming back from, he was in Copenhagen, Denmark for coaching in the European Football League. Actually, he won the assistant coach of the year. He just got back yesterday. He's on a plane tomorrow morning to go cover an NFL game. So good for him. But Brandon will be up when he doesn't have to wait like a football game. He'll be up here. Maybe we'll try to get him on a Thursday afternoon here and talk about his. Because I can imagine in Denmark, Copenhagen, they do some drinking over there too. And what he says, he has spent a lot of time in Europe, and he said the German beer with the German, the laws, the purity laws that you're only allowed to make beer out of four components is the only thing. It's amazing, but it's the best beer in the world in my opinion. It's amazing. So I love talking to him about it, and he comes back. And his tolerance is like through the roof, and you're like, dude, come on, man. He's like, let's go out for beers, man. I'm like, man, come on, man, you're killing me.
There's levels. Just telling you, there's levels.
I saw how you snuck the Irish into the last one.
Wow.
I heard you like, and then there's Ireland.
That's different. That's different level.
Just think about this. How old, you're tall enough to reach the bar. I probably could have been drinking at the age like 8 in there, legally in a bar. Height has its benefits in Ireland.
It was an experience.
So
the trip time.
I was talking to Doc in Atlanta the other day. Like when we were like kids and in high school, like we didn't know anything about nutrition, strength training, all of that stuff, right? You know what I mean? It was like it wasn't part of our world. We lifted. We didn't. We had some kid in the weight room with big muscles. Like, I'll listen to him. Yeah. There was a coach maybe helping, but nothing like they have now. So I was talking to Landon and Doc, and I was like, when I was like a freshman in high school, I was 205 pounds. I was 6'5", 200 pounds. I mean, I was a string bean. And they were like, you got to put some weight on this and that. So I was always taught, if you drink beer, if you want to put weight on. It's good. They're good calories that come out of beer post-workouts and stuff. So I convinced my parents that I could drink beer with dinner, just dinner, every night. And I naturally gained 20 pounds that year, but obviously it was due to it was Coors Light that got me over the edge. It wasn't the fact that I was 6'7" and kept on growing and kept on getting taller where I put 20 pounds on a year. But it was I convinced my parents I could have a couple of beers with dinner every night. And Dawkins and Tangwell were like, what? You were 15 years old and you were drinking beer with dinner? I said, yeah, I was trying to gain weight. And it was just like, but again, it just goes back to what you and I talk about all the time is these guys are very, very, very far ahead of us when they were like 18 years old, physically, mentally, and how the body worked, how the game worked and all of that. Good for them. I mean, it's a learning thing. I mean, that's a good thing that, when you and I were younger, we used to like, Friday night lights in Texas with college, high school football down in Texas. I mean, we're getting to that point in Pennsylvania where it's damn good on Friday nights and people are going out there.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't as good as Texas 30 years ago. I'll put it up there right now.
It's pretty good.
It's getting good, man.
Good. Yeah, no question about that. Penn State this weekend, Goon. So hopefully similar type of game in terms of being able to get maybe even get some of the starters out a little earlier this week.
I was alarmed that they played that long. Just I want to put that out there.
Yeah, I will say. So I saw a couple people. Let me start by saying I don't want to see Drew Aller take big hits. Period. But also, I guess this is one of those where maybe it's a fine line, and different people are going to draw the line differently. Did anybody who follows Penn State football cringe a little bit when he's getting?
He got hit 3 times in a row.
But also, it's football, and you need to get hit. Like you can't be. Now, do you want to risk that against Nevada? I get it, and no, you don't. But also, you got to run sometimes, and you got to feel those hits, and it's football. Like you can. Famously, you can get injured when nobody touches you, and you can take a pounding and be perfectly fine. It's just the nature of sports. I guess it didn't. I've seen a number of people say you can't do that. I'm like, well, I don't want to see it a lot, but can you run and not slide every now and then? Yeah, and I get it. Again, I do understand it. Nevada Ironhead, come on. I understand. But also, it's football. And Aller's not a small, frail guy. I think it's okay. I'd rather, truthfully, him take that kind of a hit against Nevada than against Oregon, to be honest with you. Because the Oregon guys, I bring a little more speed, power, all
but at that time of the game, mid third quarter, I don't want to see that.
No, I get it. I don't want him necessarily out there. Period.
No, I get it. You want to get him work. You want to. I mean, I get it. You want to get him out there. But
I do too.
Get the second team in there to get some work. We got 3 games to do this.
Yes, and do some different mix and match, including getting Grunk in there with the first team guys, as we've talked about. I think that's important just because it's all about preparing for possibilities down the road, and I think that has to be part of the preparation is, all right, are we ready to roll? If what nobody wants to think about happens, the season doesn't stop, and the hopes and the dreams of the team don't stop. So I just think you need to do what you can within reason to prepare for worst case scenarios. Obviously, hoping that those scenarios never play out. I do think.
Well, I mean, let's get back to Aller here. Okay, we want to go and work certain situations. Yeah, I want to get Gronk in there with the offense and the starting offensive line. Yeah. I want to get some backup offensive linemen. I want the backup guards. So what we used to do would be we would play a lot more as second teamers than nowadays. I mean, it's just the early 90s, and Dick Anderson was, he would do that a lot. But when 94, 95, he just stayed in the 5. But he would definitely let's put the 2 guards in there this series. Yeah. Let's put the 2 tackles in there the next series. So you get some working with a couple different people. You get some work with the starting offensive line. He definitely got a lot of guys in. But like this week, I was mad that Aller was in there taking hits to the mid-third quarter. I get it. You want to get him to work. Okay, but then let's you want to get him work. You want to get him hit and this and that. But what if it's pouring rain here this week? Well, are you getting good work in there? No, you want him out of the game as fast as you freaking can.
Yes.
Get nobody hurt. So, get the work in. I can understand why you're doing that because you don't know what's going to happen next week.
Yeah. Again, it's all you're trying to take calculated risks or calculated decisions on what decisions your players are making while they're out there, getting that playing time, and all of that. what I expect the things that they'll be working on this week, or that we'll see. Let me better put it that way. I think you'll see more Devontae Ross in the targets in the passing game, just because, again, I think they want to get everybody comfortable. Now, I don't think it's going to be, hey, you go to Ross no matter what. I think they're going to try to get him some touches, more touch, 3 or 4 passes his way anyway. And I think you're going to see Penn State try to really establish that running game this week, and that's not to say they didn't try it last week.
We'll see what FIU gives. If they drop 8, I don't want to see them. You don't want to put the square peg through the round hole. Don't just keep doing that.
And I don't think you need to now because of the options Penn State has, both at tight end and at wide receiver, and quite frankly with the running backs as well as part of that passing game. But kind of same thing. You want to see them get through with no injuries. You want to see some of these younger guys get in, build that experience, start to see them make some plays, all of that stuff. But really, you're trying to get through these first 3 games, establishing a little more depth, confidence with your depth. Again, I think they have the depth. It's just getting that playing experience and getting them a little more comfortable with being out there in game situations. And again, the biggest thing, I'll knock on wood here, was staying healthy last week, and might get another piece or 2 back into the fold here this week, which, again, the healthier you are going into that Oregon game, obviously, the better off you are, and the better you like Penn State's chances.
Yeah. Again, we might be expecting weather here for the game this week. You don't know what you're going to get. Let's just go with it, what we're going to do. But we want to go out there. You want to run the ball. But, again, like I said, if they're going to drop 8, you don't want to sit there and just try to mash the ball down. Take what they're going to give you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take what they're going to give you. They got to give you something. No defense can stop everything. So, go with what they're going to give you. Make it right. Get it right. Honestly, God, what if we are mauling them passing wise and they have to drop out of that, man coverage? And that's great. And then your offensive line takes over. That's football, baby. Yeah. That is perfect football. That is perfect world. That is like next level football where you can run and pass at the same time as an offense. You're not one faceted. You're double faceted on. You can run. You can pass. You can run when you need that. That's the big thing I want to see. When you need that 2 yard. Yeah. We're not worried about it now against these opponents. But like my big thing. And it really wasn't even a thing when I was playing. I didn't talk about it until like the last 20 years, and that is the 4-minute offense. And I am a huge proponent of that. Yep. Like that 4-minute offense, like, hey, we got to milk this clock a little bit, get a couple first downs. We're not in a 2-minute drill, but we're in a 4-minute drill. We need to get 2 first downs. Yep. We cannot give them the ball back. Let's go. Can we go out and get 10 yards, 3 yards? Can we 3 plays? Can we get 10 yards? You got to guarantee me you get 10 yards. Milk that clock down. Let's get this game over with. I'm all wound up, man. No, I missed last week's game. I was not there, so I'm jacked up for this week, baby.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
We'll take a break here. We're back with a final segment here on this Thursday and take a look at some of the other college action coming up. It's the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here on Sports Radio 98.7.
No one likes making trips to the gas station. Well, Lion Country Kia can help. If you're tired of going to the gas station all the time, Lion Country Kia can help with the 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid. Save now with 2.9% APR financing for up to 48 months. And get $500 Kia Finance bonus cash. There's 14 available that get 38 MPG combined. Say goodbye to all those pump visits. 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrids start at just $32,285. And be sure to check out the full Kia lineup too. And their selection of certified pre-owned Kia Kias. Remember, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Ease that pain at the pump with a 38 MPG combined 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid from Lion Country Kia. 1334 Drivable Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Your first half champion State College Spikes host the 2025 MLB Draft League Championship game at Medler Field at Lebrano Park Thursday, September 4th. Get your tickets now for just $10 a piece. Enjoy Dollar Dog Night with $1 hot dogs and Thirsty Thursday with $2 12-ounce drafts while supplies last. And the Spikes offer free admission to all students in partnership with Penn State Spa, the Student Programming Association. For tickets, call 814-272-1711 or buy and download at statecollegespikes.com.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox, State College, the Goon and Ironhead.
And back here on a Thursday afternoon, it's the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here at Quaker Steak and Lube. The place to come on down and watch all of this great football and baseball action over the course of the weekend. They'll have the Eagles-Cowboys game on tonight. They'll have undoubtedly the Chiefs-Chargers game on tomorrow night, along with some college football action. Of course, college games throughout the day Saturday, and NFL action on Sunday. Come on down, enjoy a great selection of food, revamp the menus, do a great job on that front.
I forced it down Ironhead's gullet.
Pretty darn tasty.
I had a couple things off there. Yeah, it's not a new menu. They just have new menu items in there, and they're really fantastic.
They are indeed.
I am a dill pickle fan.
Yeah,
and my wife is a dill pickle fanatic.
Mad Turtle is a fanatic as well.
And they're great, even without the little hot dill pickle. The hot dill pickle sauce is very nice. You don't even need it. It's spicy. Yeah, it'll say spicy.
I don't
has nip to it. It's not like overly.
I don't know. I didn't taste the. I think the pickle itself has a little bit of.
The pickle's good.
That sauce is just, it's
fantastic.
Good,
the little rub they got going.
Heat to it.
Oh, it's just last night's game at Cutchin Yard, huh? Good for him. Keep going, Cutch. So I have a really good friend who's it's Bill Furman. He does a lot of radio shows and stuff like that down. He lives down in Florida. He had a thing where he put on his Facebook, and he has a lot of people on there, and just put the stats up. I said, is this Hall of Fame worthy? And he threw all the stats up there, and it was like, oh, yeah, okay, I don't know. Well, there's like one or two things where you're like, yeah, that is. And it was McCutcheon versus, oh, my God, Angel center fielder. Oh, my goodness. From South Jersey, Angel center fielder. The Eagles fan. I can't believe I'm forgetting.
Currently?
Yeah. I'm blanking out. I'm like an idiot right now. Holy crap, CTE hit me hard.
Well, it's
oh my God, I can't believe I didn't remember that.
All right,
go ahead, but it was like they ran the numbers next to each other, and it was unbelievable. Like everybody was like, "Oh well, neither one or that one." And it was always McCutcheon that he doesn't get the Hall of Fame talk. And I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he might be a Hall of Famer because well, what do you think?
My guess is yes.
There you go. He all-time hits list 2255. He's 169th in all-time hits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's funny that the fans are starting to pull in, bud. There's some Winnebago people who it's Thursday afternoon and they're here. They're up here from Philadelphia already, and they're over at Sam's Club and Walmart getting ready for tomorrow to move in. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it, Jeff.
Yeah.
I love football at in-state college. I absolutely love it. It's what I moved here for, but to be part of it again. Mike Trout, geez. So they had numbers. There was hidden names, but it was the numbers of Trout versus McCutcheon with the names not there, and you'd be surprised at the numbers how similar they are. Actually, McCutcheon's better in some things, but then they talk about Hall of Fame with Trout all the time. Trout, Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame, Mike Trout. It's not. He really, really isn't. But they've already deemed that, and that's one of my pet peeves, Jeffrey, and that is when people say future Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. They throw that around too much. So back to your regularly scheduled mayhem.
Again, you can watch all the football action here at Quaker Steak and Lube, along with that baseball action over the weekend, while enjoying great food, great beverages, and great service. Couple games that I think are worth keeping an eye on this weekend. Obviously, Oklahoma, Michigan is going to draw a lot of attention, and understandably so. And I do think it's a significant game here for both programs, but for Michigan, an opportunity here to try to get back into the the national picture in a big way. And
it's not the Oklahoma of the last 10 years, in my opinion.
That is for sure. But they're trying to get back there as well. I like Oklahoma in this spot, in large part because they are at home. I'm not sure if this game was in Ann Arbor, if I might not be leaning the other way, but really like Oklahoma in that spot. In part, again, you're a very talented quarterback, but a new quarterback here. I just think going on the road, and listen, I don't think Oklahoma's Ohio State defensively, but I think it's a good football team, and I think they feel like they have a little something to prove here as well. I just think it's a tough spot for a young quarterback to be thrown into. But game certainly worth keeping an eye on this weekend. Also in the Big Ten, Illinois traveling to Duke, and Manny Diaz's Blue Devils get an opportunity here to make some noise. I think Illinois will take care of business here. Again, in part, they have an experienced quarterback. They have somebody that's been through it. But I'm curious to see kind of what Duke throws at him and that Illinois offense and kind of how that thing plays out. I guess I'm expecting a competitive game. Yeah. Again, I think at the end of the day, Illinois is good enough that they'll prevail in that one. But I think it's so too. Of a dangerous spot.
It's going to be a tough game. Is that at Duke?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So they're on the road at Duke. It's the game you should win as Illinois, as a Big Ten guy, and the 13th and 14th team in the country. Some have them in the top 10. This is sort of their okay, these guys are for real. They think they played Illinois State or Eastern Illinois last week, and they won by 185 points. But what are you really getting out of that game? But it is what it is. But you get a win against Duke, and now all of a sudden people are like, okay, this Illinois team is real. And they are. They are truly the 14th ranked team in the country, in my opinion. They're definitely 4th or 5th best in the Big Ten, and they're going to be competitive in the Big Ten. It's like one of those teams that's like an Iowa team for the last 20 years. Like, if you don't respect them, they're going to sneak up on you and beat you.
Yeah. No, I think they're a very physical team. I think they're the type of team that Brett Bielema wanted.
That's what he wanted. I guess where he played college football.
And they have a quarterback that again makes good decisions. Not one of the elite quarterbacks in college football, but man, he knows what he is. He knows what that offense is, and he knows how to operate in it. Again, worth keeping an eye on. I do think Illinois will be fine at the end of the day in that one. The one that I think is really dangerous for a Big Ten team is Iowa and Iowa State. Obviously, a big rivalry game. Did watch a little bit of. I think Iowa State is good. Not that Iowa's not good. I think Iowa State wins this one, and I think if you're a Penn State fan, you're certainly rooting for Iowa because you have a dangerous game.
You got to love that,
there
dude.
At Carver Hawkeye.
Week 2, you got a we're talking huge rivalry game there. They do not like each other. That's one of those
sure.
That's what Penn State Pitt should be. Damn it, they're not in the same conference, but they play every year.
Yeah.
We're unrivaled. That's our problem.
Yeah, I think we've
I want to play Pitt every year. I don't want Pitt selling all their tickets to Penn State people to go to the game. That's what I don't want. But I want Penn State to play Pitt every year. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The other one, so the Oklahoma State-Oregon game is interesting to me only because of the talk around the money that Oregon has available, and it's upsetting Mike Gundy apparently in Oklahoma State, which is coming at it from the wrestling world. It's just funny to hear Oklahoma State complain about other.
You're right. I never thought about that aspect of it.
But again, the football context. Here's the thing. I mean, it's kind of like it's like the Pirates. If you're Don Kelly, do you complain that the Dodgers have, yes, you see it. Everybody sees it. Nobody thinks that Oregon and Oklahoma State are on equal footing here in terms of resources or what they have available for their players. But why are you talking about? Why are you trying to give it's the reality of the world we're living in. And it's just I still have some friends that are upset that Penn State is, shouldn't be paying their players and players shouldn't be demanding this and that. And it's like, listen, I'm with you in not liking it. And also, I want to see Penn State be competitive on the biggest stage. And to do that, this is the game that you now need to play. Yeah. So it's fine to say you don't like the overall system. I think when you're playing a specific opponent to go after, that's just, to me, silly. Yeah. You don't need to be giving Oregon bulletin board material when they already
I want to talk about,
are a clear-cut favorite over your team.
You're speaking about Oregon, and let's talk about this. And that's the big thing that came out a couple days ago, which was the Adidas. We're talking about,
Yep.
So,
you've been saying that for what?
Steve Edmond was here last year saying it's absolutely stupid that Penn State and all these teams pay all of this money to Nike. And Phil Knight is just filtering that money back into Oregon's NIL. It's amazing to think about. Okay, you buy a $100 shirt, so maybe $15 of that goes, I don't know, $5. They're sure as hell not paying the workers. So, Phil Knight is making money from everything that Penn State, every Nike shirt that Penn State fans have on. Phil Knight is making money, and he's paying that money into the NIL. So we are funding, a small fraction, a little peon action, but it's part of that.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, Phil Knight, makes money from having all these schools. In my opinion, I will put it out there, and that is that, okay, Nike has called us one of their bell cows for 30 years. We were running the original 5 schools, Florida State, Penn State, UNC, Oregon. I believe that was the 4, excuse me. They were the 4, UNC, Oregon, Florida State, and Penn State were the 4 marquee first Nike schools out there.
Yeah.
First ones out there. So in 1993, we're out there rocking the swoosh. It wasn't even a swoosh then, it was a logo. And it's something crazy to know is that those weren't even Nike jerseys. Somebody else made them, and they sewed their jersey because Nike had never made any kind of football clothing ever. So the jersey we were in 94 with the Nike patch, with the black little, it said Nike, the word Nike and the swoosh in it, they weren't even Nike jerseys. All they did was slap the logo and the tags on it. But they were not made by Nike. Just let that be known. But that's 1993. And they call us, Penn State's one of our great things. And Phil Knight speaking at Joe Paterno's funeral and at the Joe Paterno, center up in Oregon and stuff like that. We're a great. Why weren't we a jump school? The Michael Jordan brand, the Jumpman brand. Okay, that was their marquee Nike programs became Jumpman schools. Why the hell weren't we? If we were such a marquee Nike name, why were we never given those? That gear, the Jumpman gear is ridiculously priced, but as an athlete, you're going to get it for free. So, my buddy Scott's kid plays at Michigan. You would not believe. He shows me a closet one time. There's 15 pair of sneakers and cleats in there with the Jumpman logo, all worth $200, $300, $400. And you're just sitting there and he gets a pair a month. And you're like, Nike loves Penn State. They're one of their bell cow organizations. Bull crap, man. Bull crap. You paying a lot of other schools a lot more money than you were paying Penn State for years. I have no problem with Dr. Pat Kraft shopping for another contract. And Adidas wants in, and they want to make us their bell cow. I'm all for it, man. I'm absolutely all for it. And it helps the hell out of our NIL because it's a big chunk out of that of our athletic director's debt and stuff like that, our athletic budget. Pretty big money, the money I'm hearing going in there. $300 million goes a long freaking way, man. And ultimately, the best thing about it, I talked to my buddy in Nebraska, and he said the 4X clothing is beautiful.
There
it
you
is
go.
made for beautiful, fat, large men. He said it's the best clothing I've ever worn. Nike stinks compared to Adidas fat men clothing. So you hear it here first. We should go to Adidas because of fat men clothing. Now, I have this question. I don't see them that big in the wrestling. Is Adidas a big wrestling name?
Nike isn't a big wrestling.
No, yeah. It's Asics and right? And
yeah, Rudis and yeah.
So we don't. We're going to switch all of our programs over, and it's just going to be weird. Do our kids wrestle in Nike shoes?
No.
They wrestle in whatever they want?
No, not whatever they want. I don't know. What'll be interesting is so I don't know if you saw Ted Wall's thing. He's like, Nike's cleats are so far superior to Adidas that it's not. So that is going to be the interesting thing. I don't know what all.
There's no doubt.
How all of this stuff gets negotiated.
No, Todd Blackledge tells a story that in the 82, they were all wearing Adidas because they hated the Nike shoes and they spatted them up. Yeah. It's just how far it's come.
So I don't know what the rules are going to be in terms of, hey, you actually have to wear our apparel, or just if you have other apparel on, you've got to tape up and don't let the logos show and all of that. Because it is interesting. There are different sports have different needs, and obviously there's different company. Adidas may very well make and I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm making this up. Maybe they make the best field hockey cleat out there, but they are. And listen, some of it is personal preference. Again, this
absolutely is personal preference.
This is Landon's opinion. Obviously, there might be people that are like, no, I strongly prefer Adidas. Some of it's personal preference. Some of it now, again, there are shoes in different sports that people are like, no, that is.
I'm with you on that.
Actually, more risky for injury. Basketball shoe, and I don't follow it, so I'm not naming the brands. But there are basketball shoes out there. People are like, yeah, I mean, you can wear them, but man, it's more likely you're going to roll your ankle. Like you should go with these, top 3 brands or whatever it is. So, and this is the thing. Like, my guess is, and I'm pretty confident of this, that there's not any company out there that's like, all right, well, we have the top line in all, we make the best track shoes, we make the best field hockey. That's not the case. There are some, again, ASICS does, and Rudis, and I'm sure there's others, but those are the 2 big ones I'm aware of with wrestling shoes. There are, again, I'm sure like Puma probably has a market on something. And so
I'm with you. I know what you're saying.
I am curious to see just what all, like how this deal is made. And I don't know, even with previous deals, like how exactly what the rules are. Can your athletes wear? Yeah, you can't have the logo showing. So, well, that's fine. If it's that you actually have to wear a shoe that is you find uncomfortable or that you feel like you're putting yourself at risk, that seems like maybe we should not be doing that. And again, I don't know what the rules are generally or what they will be specifically with this particular deal. But yeah, generally speaking, if you can get more money and a similar product,
now if the word is out there,
you got to get the money out to your athletes and to cover all of your costs as an athletic.
If it helps you as an athletic department and your players are happy and it helps everybody out, yes, let's do it. Now, with that said, is this being floated out there to say, hey, Nike, get your poop together here. You're going to lose one of your bell cows is what you call us. We got to get this going here. What are you doing? Are you going to match or make it better? And they want to let Penn State go, then we go. And we use a hell of an endorsement deal for Adidas. I mean, I see Tennessee drop Nike. So Nike's possibly going to lose Tennessee and the Penn State right now in 1 year to Adidas. Now, did you ever see the movie Jump, the Michael Jordan movie on Netflix?
No.
Freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. He wanted nothing to do with Nike. It was Converse and Adidas that were all over him. And, he was like, Nike. But he made a deal with Nike. And then he did the Jumpman thing. His mother said she's the one who saw the future. Yeah. She said you should get paid for every don't just take $300,000. Take $3 of every pair of shoes you sell. Something like that. 30% of this and that. Michael Jordan makes $4 billion. He's worth billions because of that deal that his mother had the foresight to see how it was going. But he hated Nike shoes, but they built it around him, and that's what Adidas is now just getting back into it now. Yeah. They had a 20-year lull where they were out of it. Now they want to get back into it, and they got to pay to get back into it. And Nike's stagnant. Nike's a very stagnant organization. I don't want to say the woke thing. I don't want to go there and stuff like that, but some people are very upset about that possibly. We don't know, but they're losing money to the point where Adidas is coming in and snaking some of their top schools.
Folks, enjoy all of the football. It gets underway tonight. Again, we will have that Eagles-Cowboys game for you coming your way this evening right here. And the Dear Goon and I, I'll be back on Tuesday. We'll have another show. And yes, the Goon is to be determined. Folks, we do hope you have a great weekend. And until next Tuesday, be good and be safe.
No one likes making trips to the gas station. Well, Lion Country Kia can help. If you're tired of going to the gas station all the time, Lion Country Kia can help with the 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid. Save now with 2.9% APR financing for up to 48 months. And get $500 Kia Finance bonus cash. There's 14 available that get 38 MPG combined. Say goodbye to all those pump visits. 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrids start at just $32,285. And be sure to check out the full Kia lineup too. And their selection of certified pre-owned Kias. Remember, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Ease that pain at the pump with a 38 MPG combined 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid from Lion Country Kia, 1334 Drivable Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food. Get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Your first half champion State College Spikes host the 2025 MLB Draft League Championship game at Medler Field at Lebrano Park, Thursday, September 4th. Get your tickets now for just $10 a piece. Enjoy Dollar Dog Night with $1 hot dogs and Thirsty Thursday with $2 12-ounce drafts while supplies last. And the Spikes offer free admission to all students in partnership with Penn State Spa, the Student Programming Association. For tickets, call 814-272-1711 or buy and download at statecollegespikes.com.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox State College, the Goon